Hello and welcome back to CJJW Gaming, where we are building the city of Forest Gulf. And last time we built all of these lovely roads that I am planning to fill in today. But first I've got a few things to do, and they mainly involve buses. So as you can see, we do have the trams running from Old North Forest Gulf and the Chestnut Industrial Park down to Water Forest Square. And there's no real public transport that's really involved in these old areas of the city. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to add buses. And I really like this biofuel bus depot, so I think I'll put that in somewhere. I think what I'm going to put this almost across the road from the trams, but like side on from the trams. And so I've built that. That was $40,000. And first biofuel buses have arrived. Yes, they have, but there's nothing out here yet. All we have is the depot. So what we are going to do is we are going to create bus lines throughout these old areas. So I think we'll have one that covers Forest Gulf Historical District and Old South Forest Gulf. Then all of these, and finally Birdsong Park and the Pleasant District. So I think what I'll do is I'll draw these bus lines so that people can get to where they need to go, and then I'll review them at the end. And I'll have these going every few blocks or so to optimize the rate at which these will stop through. So see you soon. Okay, I've just finished the first bus line and I've realized we have kind of significant water problems, and so I need to fix that. And that's also to do with power. I don't think I have the budget up. Oh yeah, I do. That's a little bit of a problem, but yeah, we were running out of water anyway, so I think I'll put another pump in, just along this quay wall, and then just connect it up to the main water system. That should make people feel better. However, our power's fine. I think it was just something with that right then, but now I've got to put in the other bus lines, and I'd just like to note that I have kind of overlapped the buses and the trams right here so that they can exchange between services, and I've also looped the stops back around so that they can get on from either side of the road. So I think I'll draw these two lines down here and review the bus routes after that. There we are, we've finished these bus lines, and again down here I've given an opportunity to interface with the trams, which I think will be pretty important. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to name these bus lines. So I think that, so we've got bus line, if I just, no, I don't want that, I really don't want that. Lines overview, I want that, that's what I want. And I'll just turn all of the visibility on these off. And I don't think I named the tram line. No, I didn't name the tram line. I think this will be the Water Forest Square. The Water Forest Square loop, seeing as it goes down to Water Forest Square, and I turn those off, and I think that'll be I guess like a kind of aqua color, so like greeny blue. Yeah, that looks good. And now our next bus line, I'm also going to turn the tram line visibility off. So our first bus line right here I think I'm just going to call this the historical district loop. Seeing it does go around the historical district mainly, and I think that'll probably be just a deep green, a big dark green, because we are in Forest Gulf and that's the color of palm trees. So next, bus line 4. I think that this will be the Riverside line, the Riverside route, and it'll be oh yeah, that's a good color, that blue color. But I think that's the clockwise. No, that's the anti-clockwise. So, and then the other one, bus line 3, would be the Riverside route clockwise. And finally, the final route, what do we call the all line? And we'll make that, how about a kind of grey colour? Yeah, there we go, we have our bus lines named. And I think we'll be able to see a bus somewhere. Come on, where is a bus? There's got to be one. Here's a bus. Why don't we... Let's have a look at it. Travelling along the route. People getting on and off. Nice to see that there's people using the bus. I'm not sure where they're going. I wonder where they're actually going. She's going to high school. So she is catching the bus to school. Not sure how she'll do that though. But as I was saying, my main goal of today is to get people living down here. So I think that what I'll do is once we reach our next we reached the next milestone. How amazing. So I think what I'll do, since we've reached this next milestone, is I'll get some, probably not so much public transport down here, but I guess just because we do have more forms of public transport, and I do kind of want to get those in today, but I know that I won't. I definitely will not get those forms of public transport in today, but sadly that does include trains, which is definitely my favourite form of public transport. However, no, I'm not going to get it in, but I think we'll start with this area. We'll put in paths and water pipes and see how we're going at that point. So it's going to take me a long time, so I'll see you soon. Wow. As I'm looking at this, I'm going to pause it because I've got a couple of sewer backups. And now I realize this power is connected, so I can rezone these little bits. But I think all that means is that I just need to put a new sewage treatment thing in. Should be pretty easy. I'll just chuck it in here if I can. No, I can't. I'll just put it in over there. There we are. And that'll fix these problems. And I can also bulldoze this by the looks of it. Yeah, so that more people can move in. Looks like I forgot a line of zoning. That would suck. But yeah, so now I realize I've got to do a lot of water pipes. So I'll see you soon. Wow, that was a lot of stuff I needed to do, but right now we've got bigger issues. We've got power problems. I know that the budget is at the max, so I'm gonna put in a geothermal power plant. I think that'll be probably a better solution. It's not necessarily cheaper, but it is better in terms of pollution wise. So I'm going to slope too steep. Wow, it must be a steep slope. I'm going to bulldoze this road to allow for a geo. I'm going to put in 2 geothermal power plants. And then maybe some industrial behind it later on, but that used a lot of money. And that's money I need to spend on this area right now, so I'm going to now place parks and schools, and then I think we can get zoning. So I was experimenting with this before because I did see we have a bigger block, but I think the only way we can actually do this is to bulldoze out that road. Yeah, that is the only way we can do this. So I'm just going to turn my snapshots on, that'll probably help, and connect that road in. Change the water pipes, because that'll drive me insane. And then put parks in. So I'll start with this large park. That'll come in right here. And I'm going to put paths in behind it. So that people can get to it from all directions. I think that'll be a big part of helping it be a popular spot for this area. And I think I'll also bring public transport in for this area. I've snapped that. That's not going to work. Actually, no, that works. But no, it doesn't. That is too close. But now other parks. So we've got that one. Oh, what is wrong with my keys today? That's better. I think we'll need a few more, including this dog park, which I think would be really nice for the area. I'll place that back a bit. How about, nah, we'll have something else on the beachfront, I think, for people to enjoy. What unique buildings do we have? I'm just wondering. We've got a stadium, Statue of Wealth, that may be cool to fit in, the Friendly Neighborhood Park, the Lungs of the City, the Opera House, High Interest Tower, maybe? Stadium and Central Park. So maybe I'll place a couple of those on the beach later, or maybe on that island down there. But it looks like I forgot some paths. I don't know how that happened. Guess I just wasn't paying attention. I am a bit tired. That could be the reason. But I'm not sure. Just think that, I don't know. Just another one through there. And how about a botanical garden? Really make that the centerpiece of this area. And have some trees around it. that's what I'll do now. There we are. Some lovely trees behind this lovely building. And there's somebody coming down here. It's a Jeep. It's parked, and Edward Morgan, who's visiting the botanical garden. Good on you, Edward. I don't know, we could go inside there. Oh, he's sitting out the back. How lovely that must be. Can I zoom into this? Whoa. This is what, so in case you're wondering, this is what it's like inside the botanical garden. You have all these, you have grass. That's about it. I think I could do with a couple more parks. Maybe, ooh, I like this one, a bouncy castle park. That seems cool. And I think I'll just have the path going behind this one, as there doesn't really seem like an opportunity to connect a path in. How about a Japanese garden? I'll place a couple more Japanese gardens, continuing with the trend of the city to just have kind of just like seemingly random Japanese gardens everywhere. So I do know that there are quite a few, so I'll put a couple in down here, one on the beach front, looking out over the ocean. That'll be amazing. And I think I'll finish off with a carousel park up here. I may put a couple of other parks in with where the schools go. So now I've got to put in schools. So I think a few elementary schools and a high school or two will be good for this area. So, oh, that's a good spot for an elementary school, right in there. And I'll also place one next to this dog park. And also maybe a high school. Yeah, a high school, that'd be good. Almost opposite the botanical garden. I've also got to replace the path. That'll help. And now we also need fire and police coverage. So I'll place police and fire near the high school. And that should be about it. But I do realize right now, I've forgotten almost completely about road maintenance. I'll place one depot over in the industrial park next to the buses, or near the buses. But that's gonna be it for now, because we've only got $3,000 at the moment. But yeah, now I think we should be able to start zoning. So I'm going to pause this. So what I want for this area is I want it to be high density, almost exclusively, or yeah, exclusively high density. So along this main road, I'm gonna have commercial, commercial along the main road, and I think maybe in future I could have a park there, but I'm really not too fussy about that right now, because this area can always be improved in the end, so it's just a game. I seem to have to constantly remind myself about that. And then I guess as well with the commercial down the middle, and I think I'll just have some little shops among the high density buildings. So some here, and yeah, that should be about all that's needed, because otherwise you can just walk to the main street. And so I'll put high density along here, and I seem to have forgotten about zoning this. I didn't realize that. So, and now I'll just blanket this in high density. However, not allow the stuff behind the botanical garden to get filled in. So I want that to feel nice and natural. So I think that once I'm done this, I'll leave it here for the day after we've watched this filling for a bit. So there we are. And I'll need a name for this street that goes along the coast. I think this will just be Gulf Road. That just goes along, I guess, the Gulf. So yeah, there we are. And then I guess that after I'll draw 1 or 2 districts just over pretty much these will cover the entirety of this. So yeah, so these 2 districts, this is just the start of the new area along the Gulf. So I think that's going to be the big one. There's just the districts along the stuff along the Gulf is mainly going to be high density. So we have the Spruce district and the Foggy district. And now I think we're ready to see these fill in, maybe? Will they start filling in? I think that's the question. And you know what? I'm gonna zone this industrial. Because otherwise people won't move in. And I'm just wondering, do I have a university? No, I don't have a university, actually. Maybe that's one for later when I have more money. But I can see that there are people moving in here, so I think we'll just watch that for a bit as this fills in. See if we can get a lot of people. So yeah. Okay, so I've left this running for about 5 minutes now, and it looks like it's just starting to fill in nicely. Obviously there's no power down here. I just realized that. So I'm going to draw power lines, which I will take out in the future. And then hope that this will all fill in soon. Looks like I'm just going to have to go kind of nuts on the power lines until this kind of just fills in a bit. But one place I really don't want power lines is along the road. However, I'm going to do it only because I have to. If I could avoid this at all costs, yes, I would definitely not have the power lines. However, it can't be avoided at this stage, so that'll just have to be like that for now, so that people will start moving in as soon as possible, so we can reach our next milestones. And maybe, just maybe, I'll change this to a clover leaf. And we'll have the people off the highway coming in straight here. But yeah, so I think next time we'll improve this area, and let it fill in a bit more, and maybe even extend it. So I'm excited for that. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please consider liking and subscribing. And I'll see you in the next one after taking you through a quick city tour. Goodbye.